was excited to be here tonight, and then everybody died. I was almost late coming down here. I take the subway, as most New Yorkers will. I'm sorry, I'm not from New Jersey. I'm New York. And I got on the subway, and this guy, men don't have a sign for when our fly is down. And everybody knows you can say like XYZ or something obvious, but there's no subtle way to let someone know that they're just embarrassing themselves inadvertently. And so this gentleman gets on the subway and his fly is down. And I want him to know, because it's not just like his fly is down, but his shirt is like out of his zipper, which is, if you've ever been there, it's weird. And I don't know how you don't notice that, but I didn't want to say on the packed subway, you know, your zipper's down, nor did I want to admit that I was staring at his crotch. And so I start waiting for those wonderful moments of eye contact you make with a stranger, and every time I do, I kind of just adjust my crotch a little bit. And he's not really getting it. The glances are just getting more awkward. And the attempts of showing him are getting more aggressive. So, the third time he looks at me, I'm kind of just really pulling. It's not a natural way, even if I had a tuck problem and I needed to adjust something, it wouldn't be a natural way to try and fix it. And he exclaims to me, he goes, "Why do you keep grabbing your GD crotch while you're looking at me?" And I froze, because I come from a Protestant Jewish household, and I did not know what GD meant at all. I forgot my fly was down because that's how far I escalated in trying to show him his was. So I just kind of got off the subway like, what the heck just happened? I don't want to be nice anymore. And I'm walking, and then I get confronted by this advertisement. And I say confronted because as I begin to talk about this ad, you'll understand. But before, I'm going to talk more about my Protestant Jewish household. I have 4 sisters, 3 are step, 2 mothers, 2 fathers. Obviously there's divorce, I'm not Mormon or polygamist or anything like that. And they're all therapists, not my sisters, but my parents are all therapists. So, and then like I said, I have 4 older sisters, so I feel very qualified to talk about the fact that I felt like I was assaulted by this advertisement for period-proof panties called Thinks with an X at the end. And now the first picture, because there's many pictures explaining this ad, was a woman in the fetal position grinning. That right there did not work with my history of women on their period. I've never seen one grin in the fetal position. Throw things at me, yes. Grin, no. Another break. There's nothing disgusting about a period, guys. Don't think it's natural. We wouldn't have self-cleaning ovens without them. The next image, wow, that actually worked. The next image was an egg dripping off of a kitchen table. So you got a lady grinning in a fetal position, egg dripping. Now I understand the use of an egg, but I never had a sister or a mother come out and say like, it really feels like there's just a yolk. Like I need to stop this yolk. Then there's another happy woman in a position that no woman on her period would be happy in. For I don't know, my closest experience to a period is having to take a really bad crap. I know that guys are actually more temperamental when they have to go to the bathroom really badly than women are on their period, so I think we, as men, should all just give them a break. Then there was a halved, peeled blood orange. I'm not even kidding. This isn't a joke. I mean, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. There's a big picture of a blood orange for period-proof panties. I don't think I need to say more about why I had a problem with that, but I was thrown, and I started thinking like, what would be what would my advertising for these panties be? And I thought maybe a woman in a white dress who's not really thrilled, but they look like kind of happy that they got to wear the white dress, but they feel like a little bloated, but like they're not gonna ruin their dress, so it's okay. So like that, or like kind of like an action, like a couple pictures of like a guy going to pick up the laundry to do, and like a woman just relieved that she doesn't need to rush to grab those few garments that don't go in the wash. If you've never lived with a woman, you don't know what I'm talking about, but ladies don't throw dry cleaning in the hamper. They just don't want you to see the things they do throw in the hamper that they think they're going to be washing, not you. So I think that would be more realistic advertising. As I'm standing in front of this ad, not moving, I start to notice that there's one of these women dressed as a ballerina, and she's all in white, which is ironic to me. She's one of those people that like they stand in a specific pose until you drop change. Don't worry, I know you're yawning. We're close. We're so close. And so she's standing there and she's covered in white, waiting, and somebody drops change into the thing, and she starts to move, and so the movement catches me like out of this whole what the heck's going on with these period-proof panties, and like what just happened with this guy on the subway. And I start to notice the motions are kind of directed at me, and she was just, you know, really subtly letting me know that my fly was still down. So, I'm Josh, Marshall, have a great night.